right out of the gate, joining us from, I believe, the Chili Bowl Nationals, Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Yep.
We are joined by Matt Seymour. Matt, welcome to the show. How are you tonight?
I'm good. How you guys doing?
Good. So, out in Oklahoma, Chili Bowl this week. Let's jump right into things. And first and foremost, a proper introduction for you. Tell us a little bit about yourself and how you caught the racing bug.
I'm a third-generation racer. My grandfather owned USAC sprint cars and Silver Crown cars and midgets, and traveled up and down the East Coast and to the Midwest and California every week from Marlboro, Massachusetts, and won some national championships doing that, and had a pretty good reputation. And then my father and uncle were drivers of their own right, and now I'm doing a little more like my grandfather than my dad and my uncle. I'm not a driver. I own the cars and work on them, and we hire drivers to drive for us, and we travel around the country trying to win races. So right now we're in Tulsa, Oklahoma at the Chili Bowl, and we ran last night with Hank Davis in our Tuesday night preliminary night. They had, I think, 75 cars ran last night, and the top two of the 75 walk into Saturday night's A main. So they have 5 prelim nights, and at the end of the week, 10 guys are locked into the A, and we ended up running second to Buddy Kofoid and got to lock ourselves in. So we had a great night, and now we're just kind of doing a little maintenance today and watching some races and waiting until we run our second car with Tim Buckwalter tomorrow night.
So Matt, how you doing? It's Paul.
What's up, Paul?
Hey, you guys are killing it out there, but tell everybody on the who listen in, how hard it is, because you make it sound so easy, but there's probably like 300 or 400 cars out there trying to make this A main, and you guys have done it 2 years in a row.
Yeah, it's extremely hard. It's hard to even put into words how difficult it is. There's 370 cars, trying to go for 24 spots, and you race, all week long, narrowing the field down to, make that 24 car A main. But there's just the best sprint car racers in the country, the best midget racers in the country. There's late model drivers, Rick Thornton Jr. and NASCAR guys. Kyle Larson's running now, and Ricky Stenhouse, World of Outlaw guys, and pavement late model guys from the North Carolina area. Just drivers from all over the world. All coming to Tulsa, Oklahoma to run, a midget that in today's day and age, midgets are so, I don't know if I'd say basic, but I guess everyone kind of has the same stuff at this point. So, the Toyota motors or the SR11 motors in a Spike car or a Link car, you can kind of buy the same stuff that everybody has. So everyone is so close, and it's just really, really difficult to put yourself in a position to make the Saturday night A main, and when you do, it's pretty cool.
Matt, tell us a little bit about the travel to get out to Tulsa. Where'd you start from? What did it take you to get out there? What was the kind of the whole ordeal?
Yeah, so we left our shop in Marlboro, Mass. We left, on Wednesday, and it's a 1,500-mile ride to Tulsa. It takes us about 24 hours or so. We usually split it up into 2 days or 12 and 12-hour days. But yeah, it's a lot of driving, a lot of preparation, and it's more difficult than a lot of races you'll get ready for in the summer because it's so cold outside. So it's just hard, getting your trailer ready and getting your cars fired up. All the cars have to be push started. So it just adds a little another element to what makes it so difficult. And it's winter time, so you can't go test anywhere. So you got to build, a brand new race car or this new trick car that you want to have for the Chili Bowl, and then you got to have it done and not be able to test it anywhere. And then you go to the Chili Bowl and you get 3 laps of hot laps, and next thing you know, you're in a heat race lined up against, Kyle Larson or somebody, and you got to beat them, and you got to be on the money, and nothing can be, out of whack on the car or loose or not working right. Everything just has to be absolutely perfect, and it's difficult to do, but I think we're very fortunate to have so many partners behind us that make our Chili Bowl possible, and good guys in the shop working on them all the time. So we feel like our program is in a position where we can build a race car that can roll right onto the racetrack and be as good as anyone in the country is right now. So, and I think once you're able to do that on a regular basis, then it just elevates your program for the whole year when you put that same kind of mentality into, any race you go into. It makes you that much of a better racer.
Matt, the Chili Bowl just seems like such a grind, a long week for everybody involved, and I know you said you don't necessarily have a car on track today. How do you treat a, quote, off day during this entire week throughout the Chili Bowl? What are things that you want to check off the list, make sure are right for the next day or the next time you're on track?
A lot of maintenance, just going over everything in the car. Normally when you race dirt, you go to the car wash and wash everything down. Well, we're in a building here with our trucks and trailers and everything, so we don't have that ability to go to a car wash. So we spend more time, taking the car apart and maintaining everything, making sure everything's perfect, and think about what you learned yesterday and how you can apply that to the next night and how you can get better. And then you're watching the racetrack and watching competitors, seeing who's fast and what they're doing. And one of the kind of cool aspects of this is everybody is in the building, so there's no hiding. You can watch someone go from 8th to 1st in a heat race, and they're flying. You can walk down and walk to their trailer and see what right rear wheel they have on, or where they have this or where they have that, and kind of apply it to what you're doing. And I guess you're just constantly doing your homework and trying to get better, so that when you do get to go on the track the next time, there's no there's no time that you go on the track that it doesn't count. So if you just keep focusing the whole time and working on getting better, that next time you hit the track, you're hopefully ready for whatever you have to do.
Also, throughout the week, how much does the track change? How do you have to adapt to how things start from Monday to Saturday? How do you adapt with how the track changes throughout the week?
The track changes a lot. It's hard to... It's different every night, really, and just the way that they prep the track and how many cars they have and what the weather is outside, kind of changes it a little bit too. So it's tricky to follow, and there's so many cars racing on it at all times that You really got to be watching it and, watching the TV screen to see what the track's doing. But one good thing they did this year is their tire rule they implemented. I think that it's made the surface better by making it all Hoosier tires and no American racers. I think has brought a better surface to the track all week long, and I think it's going to be better racing as the week goes because of that.
So, what would a successful weekend be? Would it be another win this year as you followed up from last year, or what are you looking for this weekend?
I mean, that would be unbelievable. Ultimately, we're always trying to get better. Last year, we were very fortunate to be able to put 2 cars in the A main. But then, Saturday A main time, Hank ended up getting caught up in the cushion and spun out, and Timmy drove up to run in the top 10. So, obviously I'd like to build on that and do a little better. So, ultimately, I feel like we're truly in a position that we can win the Saturday night A main. Just a lot has to go your way, and it's a long race, and we're on the pole shuffle Saturday night, so that will set the lineup for the 55 lap A main for the top 10 guys, and that's the top 2 from each night that are locked into that. So we'll run that with at least Hank, and see if we can get our starting position as good as it can be, and see if we can win the Chili Bowl at the end of the night.
So Matt, I know it takes a lot of help to get out there and do what you're doing. I've seen it. I've been up to shop and see how much work you put in. And a lot of the guys helping you are all local to us. So who's helping you? Like, who's sponsoring you? And give them a quick shout and thank them, because we thank them for having you out there.
Yeah, absolutely. We're very fortunate to have a tremendous amount of partners, and I think a lot of them have all kind of spiraled from the Chili Bowl. We have Barry Kitchers of K-Tron has been so great to us, and Skip Holgren, JT Lee, John Chambers of John Chambers Racing. Bentley Warren has been a huge asset to our race team and has done so much for myself and our drivers. And, man, there's a lot of them. Let's see.
Kenny Schrader. Don't forget Kenny Schrader.
Kenny Schrader, of course. Talked to him today. He's giving me a hard time because he won 2 prelim nights in a row, and we couldn't get it done last night. So he's got one up on us. But Kenny Schrader has been a huge partner of ours, and there's a lot more. Carolina Dockstairs and Gary Stanton, Stanton Racing Engines. We're very fortunate to have the partners that we have, and ultimately they make this possible for us to go racing. It's all sponsorship driven, and because of having such good partners, it's allowed our program to be, in my opinion, one of the best in the building. We have the best, latest chassis, the latest bodies, the best motors, the latest shock package, and because of having race cars that are top notch like that, it allows us to hire drivers that are as good as anybody here. So ultimately, it all comes from our partners, and we have to thank them for any success that we have is because of them.
Excellent. Matt Seymour joining us from out at the Chili Bowl in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We appreciate you joining us here tonight, Matt, and go get him this weekend. Have a great weekend. Good luck out there.
All right. Thank you, guys.
All right. Matt Seymour joining us here on Miles on Motorsports to kick off the show.